Fascinating. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. So healing, and part of it is learning how she deserves to be loved. And for men, learning how they deserve to be honored, because a lot of men have women thinking that they just want one thing and they push them away as soon as they see the man's sexual vitality and virility and libido come up. If women perceive that as a negative thing because it's too early in their dating, then men keep being told no and they keep getting pushed back from a natural human desire. So
So, yeah.
it's
So
learning.
Lourdes, this is I think very, very relevant to people, and it really connects what you're saying now into the next question that I wanted to ask you, which is how do sexual trauma and sexual dysfunction, how are they connected? If people that have experienced sexual trauma are then experiencing, they've received this kind of education, and that can then translate into some sort of dysfunction. So how do you see that connection?
Yeah, we can really only function at the level of our wholeness. So I'm gonna actually label sexual dysfunctions as I see them. Anorgasmia, which I like to call pre-orgasmia in women. Anorgasmia means
Hmm.
they can't have orgasm. Pre-orgasmia means they haven't yet seen somebody like you or like me to get the healing that they
Mm.
need. Vaginismus, which is pain all around the vulva and inside. These sorts of dysfunctions can be healed, and they
Mm-hmm.
are often a byproduct of sexual trauma. Sometimes they are a byproduct, anorgasmia specifically, not so much vaginismus, but anorgasmia can be a product of too strict of an upbringing, too strict of a religious upbringing, a cultural upbringing, um, being
Mm.
set down, so to speak. And I just heard a couple of days ago a story about a woman who was taught by her mom to keep a penny between her thighs in order to keep her
Wow.
safe. Well, most of us don't
Wow.
actually keep a penny between our thighs, but we are taught don't cross your legs, don't wear short skirts, all of these things that actually keep our yonis
Yeah,
and
they shut you down.
yeah,
They
and
shut you down. Yeah.
they keep the vibrancy out. Yeah. So the yoni as an alive, um, almost sentient part of our being, the yoni meaning
Just
the
so that
sacred
people know,
space.
the yoni is another, it's the Sanskrit term for vagina, just so that you know, for
Yeah, and
those
it
who are
means,
listening that don't know what that means.
yes, and it means sacred space. And so it's the vagina as well as the internal. So some people call the entire womb as well as the vagina and the outer vulva. And so the yoni has its own intelligence. It has its own internal vibrancy. It has its own ability to sense what it really wants, what's really good for the woman. But if it's been shut down and its wisdom has been shut down and its ability to know when it is feeling arousal is shut down, then a woman can fall prey to being in a relationship or in a sexual experience where she's not even being pleasured enough to feel pleasure before intercourse. And that leads to
Hmm.
further anorgasmia. And so the thing is to the combination of healing and education, it's learning the sacredness of our vulva, of our entire vagina, and for men, learning the sacredness of their lingam, which means wand of light. Their penis is actually considered in Sanskrit also to be sacred as much as the vagina. And so when there's re-education about how men can honor their own wand of light in their self-pleasuring and move away from
Mm.
porn,
Mm-hmm.
and women can honor their own yoni, sacred space, and learn to honor the other one, then we can meet from a place of we can continue to heal each other.
Yes, absolutely. Um, so I know there are lots of different types of orgasms. I mean, we're kind of talking now about orgasm and pleasure. Can you break it down for us? You know, male versus female orgasms, different areas of the body that can experience orgasm. So enlighten us. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't really know.
Yeah, I'll start with men. There are two primary orgasms in a man, and that is from his wand of light, his penis, and his sacred spot, which is like his G spot. And you actually can access it on the outside through the perineum, but more easily on the inside through the anus. And it's in front of his prostate as you're going in from the outside. Women have the clitoris, which is a much larger span of tissue than just the little bulb that you feel and see on the outside. And we
Hmm.
also have the G spot, and we have the cervix. And beyond those, we can have breastgasms and heartgasms, and men can have heartgasms. Both men and women
I
can
love
have,
that.
yeah, both men and women can have whole body orgasms, which means it's not just a heartgasm, but it's actually traveling through all of their energy centers. And so it becomes even a third eye gasm and a crown of the head gasm. So your
So many
consciousness,
gasms.
yeah, and so they're easier for women to access because of something about our energetic blueprint as well as the biology of the womb. But men can also learn to have them, and once both of them are having them, it becomes there. No, you never have to chase an orgasm again
Yeah. Yeah.
because they are fluid and flowing.
Okay, so that is so important for people to know that there's an almost an infinite possibility for orgasm. It's
Mm.
just you just have to tap into it. So we're going to have to start wrapping up, but I would like for you to briefly tell us about your online offerings.
Thank you. So, right now, I'm actually very excited to announce that I'm part of a worldwide Tantra Summit that is happening June 1st to 7th. And I'm going to put it on my website, I guess, because right now I don't have it on there. But on my website, I have online classes is one of my tabs. And my website is Tantra Healer Florida. And I
Hmm.
have a tab called online classes. And I've had 6 classes so far, and they're all available there as recordings. I will continue to do online Zoom classes because they've been really well received and people are valuing them so much right now.
Mm.
And so those are still available as recordings. And I'm also part of a summit that's a sort of a transformational summit that's coming up. I think it's the 5th through the 7th. And I'll put that on there as well on my website so anyone can find it there. And these online summits are powerful and really beautiful and such
Mm.
a bargain, as well as the online classes that I have. So I have a beautiful class on the magical mystical yoni and another
Mm.
beautiful class on the lascivious lingam and various other classes. But those are the two most important ones to start with.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. Highly recommended. And Lourdes, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us on Divine Couples.
Thank you, Naomi. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. And if you would like more information about Lourdes Starshower, you can visit www.tantrahealerflorida.com. You can also visit Lourdes's social media pages at Lourdes Tantra on Instagram and at Tantra Healer Florida on Facebook. Thanks again for being with us on Divine Couples. Feel free to check us out at www.divine-couples.com and on Instagram at divine.couples, adding intimacy, passion, and healing to your lives. Thanks for joining us on Divine Couples. I am your host, Naomi Slater.